sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again.
Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature. of life. Because time slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means of going to the stars.
We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat.
to run. Leave behind the said and done. Figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe, and I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow of doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put the fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again.
speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport. My name's Dan Davis, and welcome to the 17th and 18th round of this season at Simplay Motorsport. And joining me in the commentary box once again, and always on a Wednesday night, that's the father and son duo, Kelly Davis. Welcome this evening, and should be an interesting night's worth of racing as we are in New Zealand. Beautiful weather we're having here, and we are at Ruapuna Park. I'm going to be messing that up all night.
Well, I tell you what, Dan, good evening, hello, and welcome everybody. It's actually not the name of the circuit, Ruapuna Park. It's actually Mike Pirro Motorsport Park, actually, but it's more well known as Ruapuna Park. Here in, as you say, the lovely New Zealand, and temperatures are high, and soft tyres are like jelly.
Yeah, but we'll stick with calling it Ruapuna Park. But
Yes, we will.
nonetheless, we are here for the 17th and 18th round of the championship, and we're coming to the serious end of the championship now, Kelly. Team's title could be wrapped up tonight. Very slim chance of it could be, but it's could get wrapped up this evening. But the main fight that we are looking at is obviously with this man and the other man that's disconnected. Hopefully Matt will get back in the session, but it is these two who are fighting for the championship. Emplava with it all to do and the coming end of this season, and probably a really tricky circuit to come to next, isn't it, Kelly?
It is. It's a complete contrast from where we are at Long Beach last week, where Long Beach was a street circuit and had barriers all around. This is like a field with a tarmac track around it. There's if you look at the scenery, there's very little of it. It's a lot of grass with some tarmac in the middle. So the contrast is huge, Dan.
Definitely so, and I'm just going to say good evening to everybody in the chat. We do have PM Motorsport, Disco, Welshie, Audio Sport, who's our main sponsor here at Simplay Motorsport. Mummy D, Simplay Motorsport in the comments as well. Disco, McDisco Face, Smithy, good evening to everybody. Get your comments in, get your chats in as we're about to get underway here for the 9th round of the championship. And let's talk about Ruapuna Park. Like you said, Kelly, it's a very tight circuit, but there's no barriers here, nothing at all to keep you in the line of the sectors, especially as where Dean's coming to now. Sector 1 is at the end of that long straight at the hairpin, and if you do drop it and go across the track, you have to make sure you get back over to that side of the track and cross the beacon, or you will be put a lap down. Some of the stuff the drivers will get caught out, as Monkey Boy says, evening all as well.
Yes, you're quite right, Dan. And the talking point, the place that we will be talking about, and we're trying to go on board, is what we've been calling Turn 2, which is actually called Pothole Corner. Now, it's a fast left-hander, and if you get a wheel on the grass, and you've actually been, well, I've done it in practice, but you've actually been there in a championship, in a league, and crashed out on this particular corner. If it catches you out, it sends you right across the track. So we're just on board with Stealth Sloth. We're trying to pick this up as we're chatting. So we're not really calling this. The first one is called Flexo Pass Corner, which is a double left, double apex left. So this is in essence turn 1. Now this is classed as a straight. Now coming up here is where we're going to be talking about Pothole. This is called. If you get it up across on the right-hand side there, as we still see Stealth going through there, the curb drops away, and you get a wheel down in that dip, and it will just fire the car out on the left-hand side, which could end up throwing you right out over here, trying to recover it, which also then misses the timing mark. That is going to be the critical spot on this track. Don't you think, Dan?
Yeah, definitely so. Myself and Andy have actually come to blows in season 2. I actually did drop it at Pothole Corner, hit that curb, and it sent me flying to the left-hand side. I missed the beacon. I had to go back through the beacon, and as I did so, I didn't look to my left and caught Andy out while he was coming through in a Lamborghini at the time. So drivers do have to be aware of when dropping it and returning back to track. But the other important thing they need to remember, Kelly, as when they come down the back straight, or the main... Oh, there goes Smithy.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Whoa! Oh, that was huge. And it sent Smithy backwards. Who did he hit?
Bryn. He hit Bryn.
He hit Bryn. That was exactly what we're talking about. Bryn's already gone back to the pits, and Smithy got sent. That's exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly what we're talking about. He got up over on the curb, got a wheel in there, and just couldn't recover it from there, and it sent him across the track.
Let's quickly go on board a minute, Kelly. Let's go on board with Bryn a minute as he exits the pits.
Yep, working on it.
Well, this is the other thing that drivers got to worry about, is when drivers exit the pits, because you come straight out onto the racing line. This is what Mike's just been mentioning in the comments, to make sure that the drivers on track are aware of cars exiting the pits. They have nowhere else to go. If drivers can get out of the way, then do so. But it's down to the drivers on track to basically negotiate the guards coming out of the pits. As I just rewatched that Smithy incident, and man, that was a big hit.
Yeah, wasn't it just? If that was real life, that would have been an absolute airplane crash. That one, there would have been debris everywhere. And I'll have to go back and watch some actual races of this. Imagine that happened in a real situation. That would be unreal. Do you know what I mean? There'd be fatalities for sure.
I believe the V8 supercars have been here. I'm not 100% sure on that.
V8s. I'm sure the V8s have been here as well, Dan. It's certainly GT3. Porsche GT3, New Zealand V8s is kind of what it's badged as, but yeah, they have all sorts of races here. It's been a racetrack since 1963. So just as we come around, this is the last corner. Pit entry's there, right hand side. Now just watch down through here, and you've got obviously the pits on the right hand side. Now you can't see any of the cars in the pits until they appear there.
That's the yellow line. The yellow line is the pit exit line, and you see DJ Phil sitting in the pits at the minute, currently not going out for practice. I'm not sure why, but also just another reminder to drivers that the track limits is still the curb as such. So if Bryn goes into the pothole, that's just within track limits. That is, he gets a little bit of a wiggle, but that's within track limits. And also reminder to all drivers to record their footages. We've had a couple of drivers who've not recorded their footage, and we've been unable in the stewards to give really more detail and view as such of how we can judge the incidences. But nonetheless, the lap time's coming in. Emprava leading the way. And Kelly, would you like to know the standings of the Pro-Ams at this very stage?
Well, we've been on air now for nearly 10 minutes and I haven't heard them. I'm really getting to, really quite itchy to find out about those stats, Dan, please, those tables.
Matt Ivanovic leads the way with 355 points to his name, and his closest rival, Emprava, in second is only 59 points behind. Can he catch him? That is the question. Ben Parkey in third with 242 points to his name. Fourth place is now Smoky Devil. Fifth is Laney. Sixth is Welshie. Seventh is Dean Wasocki. Eighth is Ugbar. Ninth is Smithy. 10th is Stelsloth. DJ Phil in 11th. 12th is Bryn. 13th is Nicky. Leon Fernie 14th, and that brings up the order there. We're still waiting on Leon Fernie. He was allowed to race, so he is welcome to race if he wants to, but if he wants to get practice in, that is fine. Also, DJ Phil at this stage will not be able to win the championship here tonight. He is now officially out of winning the championship hunt. Bryn and Stelsloth still on double points used, so still mathematically able to, but the likely chances are very slim. And also Ugbar and Smokey, Ugbar still got double points to use, but Smithy on 2 points left available for him to take the championship, looking unlikely to take the title for him as well. For the teams, it looks like this. Sweet and Sour Motorsport lead the way with 496 points, 200 points ahead of Audi Sport. Of Emprava. In third place is MC Motorsport, but a tight fight between their rivals. Not Fast, Just Furious in fourth place. Fifth place is Rainbow Prolapse. Sixth place is Team Prolapse. Seventh is Smoky Racing. Eighth is Metal and Racing. And out of the championship hunt now is Powerline Racing of DJ Phil, bringing up the rear. And Kelly, a few drivers now starting to be knocked out. Double points still yet to be used. One driver tonight is on double points. We're now getting to the part of the season where it's crunch time now. Relegations and points are available, and they've got to be at their best.
You're quite right, Dan. Exactly that. As you said at the top of the show, it's the sharp end now, and some tactics in play now towards the end of the season. The drivers have only got tonight and next week at Laguna Seca to take their double points now as we inch towards the finale of the season. It's all hotting up now, Dan.
It is hotting up, and like I said, relegation and promotion are all what these guys are fighting for. Especially pros will be fighting for the relegation fight, but the Pro-Am so far, Matt and Emprava are looking strong to go up, but it's that third place position to go up. Yep. Ben Parkey not here to fight for it. Smokey's in the driver's seat for that, but so's Welshie, Dean, and Ugbar. All these guys still yet to do double points, and it's all very close, very, very close between Ugbar to Smoky Devil. it's only 38 points separating them. So all of these guys could have an opportunity to go up into pro.
Yes, absolutely. So still things to fight for sure. And I was going to try and go on board for a lap. Where are these guys two? They're in the hairpin, aren't they? And it's Dean Ugbar. Where's Ugbar on track?
He's in the middle sector. Coming up to your favourite corner, actually. There's Jeff's corner.
Yeah,
and then what's this one, Kelly?
Cook Ram corner, this one, Dan. It's solely named because the mountain in the background is Mount Cook. That's what it's called? So it's got something to do with that. I kind of misnamed it a little bit when we were doing our pre-race warm-up, because we do such things with such professionals. We were looking at the names of the corners, and I got it a little wrong. I thought it was a male chicken ram corner, and it's not. It's Cook Ram corner. Anyway, I've just completely missed that on-track guide by talking complete rubbish. So who have we got? Where's Welshie? He's coming into the last corner. Let's go on board with Welshie. Last corner, down the start, finish straight. We'll look out for that pit lane on the right-hand side. Look out for those cars coming across. As you can see, it's very flat, very open. The South Alps in the background on the South Island of New Zealand. Into turn one, double apex, left-hander, hit the apex late. Welshie's going to turn it round. No, he's not. He's going to have a trip out across the grass. If only he had a Honda, he could cut that, because it looks like it needs cutting, doesn't it? So, thanks for that, Welshie. Let's see who else is out and about. Where's Smokey? Smokey is
He was
not
at
where I
Pothole.
want him to be. Ugbar is not where I want him to be. Smithy's not. Welshie's still in the grass. Stealth's in the grass with him. Oh, dear.
Emplava?
Emplava, where is Ed?
He's in sector 2.
He is. Dean.
I'm trying to see who is that. Is that
is that a Wasaki windmill?
a Wasaki windmill? It is
Look,
Ugbar.
Ugbar, coming up to turn one. Double apex left-hander. Second apex, take late. Run it out to the edge of the curb. Don't worry about that apex, Ugbar. You weren't using it. Run it out to the curb. Coming up to Pothole. This is the one we talked about and we saw with Smithy having trouble. Get up on the curb. That's better. Stay off the outside curb. Dip a wheel in there and you're in trouble. Hairpin is a absolute pain. It's a wide opening and a very tight exit. Get it into the apex and pull it across as it late apexes through these kind of chicane section. Now this is a weird one as well. Down a couple of gears, kind of creeps up on you, and then it turns obviously to the left, and then a hairpin right, long right hander. One of those hurry up and wait type corners. Don't hit the power too early, you'll end up out on the curb. Coming down through here now, a couple of fast right-handers or a fast right-hander up on the curb. Get it over to the right really quickly as you go into Cook Ram corner. Again, get it up on the curb. You can run that curb right to the end, and we're already at the last corner. Not a long lap. Long left as we go round. We see Stealth or Welshie there going into the pits. Pit entry is quite tight and in the middle of that corner. And if you're quick, you're in the 20s. If you're super quick, you're in the pro.
As Emplava is setting the pace at the minute with a 120.2, and Matt in second place. But the biggest talking point of this testing that we've all been doing this week, Kelly, is tyres. Due to obviously Australia and New Zealand being the other end of the equator, obviously our spring and winter are their summer and autumn kind of like a comparison. So right now here in New Zealand, it's autumn for them, and the conditions are now starting to cool down, but they're still 35 plus degrees. So we're in that difficult window where the soft tires work, but they get heated up quite quickly. Some drivers are able to nurse the softs, others overheat them. For myself, I've been overheating the rear right quite a lot on the soft tire, so I'm having to play with the hard tire. But if anyone can make the hard tire, it's a good tire.
Absolutely, and you're quite right, Dan. I mean, there's no real cold days in New Zealand. It's quite a warm country, but the summers are very warm. And as you say, it's just in autumn here, opposite side of the world. And you know, they have barbecues on Christmas Day, you know, because the seasons are the opposite way round to us. So Yes, but we're right in that window between softs and hards. Myself, my own practice, I've been making the soft works and go the distance. So it's going to depend if you're also soft on your tyres, how aggressive you are on your tyres, and if you can switch them, if you can switch the hards on, you can be in a good shape on the hards.
Definitely so. Smithy's mascot is extremely drunk right now, and currently on the sideline waving his go across the track and smash into other cars flag. But nonetheless, let's have a look at the cars that are here tonight, Kelly. And being a tight circuit, hot conditions, which out of the cars do you think this should favour?
Well, we're thinking that maybe the Acuras will do well. Maybe this little fiberglass 70s throwback might do okay. And I didn't mean Ugbar. I didn't mean he was a 70s throwback. I meant the Ginetta. Yeah, that might do well because we know that's a chassis car. I think there's also going to be a lot, Dan, about familiarity, concept for how well you know the track. You know, I think a lot of guys don't race this one. I don't think it's a popular with many drivers. So not many miles have been put in on this track. And I think some of these guys are having to learn it as they go. I know I certainly have to. I haven't done many miles around here, you know. So I think that's also going to bring into play, Dan. But for you, what do you think is going to be a strong car here?
I've got to say the Audi, the Acura, and also the Ginetta, all those three cars should be up there. But in previous seasons, especially in the Pro, the Lamborghini was definitely one of the stronger cars in the hands of Big Boy Brazy. As I have a quick look at the records, and in Pro-Am, the qualifying record was a 19.3 by Monkey Boy himself, who's actually part of our admin team who selected this circuit for this season. So he currently holds the record in Pro-Am for the qualifying and the race pace, which was a 20.5. So that's the kind of race pace that we'll be looking at, and that was the first time we ran setups as well. For the pros, the record is held by Big Boy Brazy in the Lamborghini, and he did a 19.0, and the overall race pace was a 19.3 as well. So the Lamborghini has heritage here, but it's whether Stelsloff and Welshie can get it to work, and at the minute, both of them are the slowest cars on track.
Yes, as I said, there's many elements to this, isn't there? As we say, you know, familiarity for the tyres, the car. Yeah, it's the temperatures are all going to play into tonight, and hopefully we'll have another good night like we did last week. The Pro-Ams were very well behaved last week at Long Beach. The pros, well, there was a couple of pros who had their moments. Clutch pedal. So, yeah, we're hoping that that we can all have good races, but I think it's going to be an action-packed evening, that's for sure.
I'm kind of hoping that the Pro-Ams have a horrific night so that us pros can have a good
night. So am I. So I don't have the luck of messing up the Pro tomorrow night, but hey, I could well do a Smithy tomorrow night, but we'll see. I haven't had a good record last couple of races, so we will see. Yeah.
So, we've got 21 people currently watching the stream right now. We've only got 12 likes. Come on, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're getting loads of subscribers right now, and it's great to see 211 subscribers now. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to Simplay Motorsport, and keep hitting that subscribe button. It always helps us out here at Simplay Motorsport. We want to give you the best entertainment as we possibly can, and make sure you hit the bell to be notified for when we are live every Wednesday and Thursday nights, but also tune in on a Sunday night for the F1, as they will be heading to where are we heading today? Oh, the home of F1. We are heading to Silverstone as we head to the British Grand Prix as well. And also make sure you tune in on Saturday as well, because Matt himself will be doing the draw for the new season of tracks. And
oh yeah, sorry, that was Dean going round. Yeah, go on, mate.
So yeah, have a look at that, because the drivers have all picked picked a track this season. We've gone to an old way. All the drivers have picked a circuit, and Matt is going to put them in the bingo machine, roll them around, bing bong machine, bingo machine, and he's going to pull out a number, and that will be the determinant of which track we will be seeing. And
what did
Kelly,
you pick, Dan?
Oh, I've picked a circuit that we have not seen here at Simplay Motorsport yet, and it's going to be a killer, especially it's in the middle of summer. I've selected Sonoma.
Ah, good man. Great track. I'm hoping that gets picked.
Definitely so. And there's a couple of selections that I'm actually going to try and get up the list. I believe, Kelly, you've picked something a bit obscure as well, if I remember rightly.
Well, it's a well-known track, but possibly in its format on Project Cars. Yeah, I've done Sakito, which is actually Suzuka, kind of. So yeah, it's very similar to Suzuka. So that's what I've picked. So we'll see what we get. And there's a few others in there. Oh, lovely start, Matt. Beautiful. Yep, smashed it up before you even got it out of the garage. That's nice. That's nice. So 10-minute qualifying, Dan. All to play for. Got to get, if you're on the hards, you've got to get them working. I doubt they'll qualify, will they, on hards? No,
you're going to have to take the whole session to get them to qualify on the hards, but who's your money on?
Well, Matt's having another go at it already. It's going to be Matt or Emplava, isn't it? You know, Emplava's was looking quick in practice. I'm going to go for this guy. I'm going to see if Matt can do it. He's going to need a new windscreen by the end of the weekend, but by the end of the week. But yeah, I'm going to go for Matt.
Fair enough. Do you know what? I'm going to go for Smokey.
Good shout. You know, the car we didn't talk about, the Mercedes, and possibly not a strong car around here, but Smokey's certainly been on good form recently, hasn't he?
He has. And just before we get into the qualifying actual lap times coming in, here's a list of the tracks that some of the drivers have picked. Sakito, Sonoma, Snetterton 300, Algarve, Silverstone GP, Donington Park GP, Hockenheim, Road America, Kota, Silverstone Classic, Zolder, Alton Park, Brands Hatch GP, Spa, Oschersleben A, and Watkins Glen. They are the tracks that I know of right now that have been selected. I'm not sure if Matt has had any more, but a very interesting select of tracks there, and the one that I'd be interested to see is Road America on the calendar, because we haven't been there as well.
Right. Okay, well, I was just about to ask, what on that calendar would you like to see picked other than your own choice there? And well, Road America, eh?
I would like to see Road America and Kota as well. Nice to have a bit more American circuits, but if anything, out of all of those that I would love to see back once again, Oschersleben A for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I had a win at Oschersleben A and got good memories there. Even went quite well as I remember, when I did touring car in Motive, and I didn't go well anywhere when I was at doing touring car with Motive. So I think that was probably my best round was Oschersleben. So yeah, I'd love to see that back. Great track.
It's where I took my London buses on double points. So
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Speaking of London buses, I think this is where Matt told me that the London buses was originated from, where Kieran took 2 wins here at Ruapuna Park, and I believe this is the origin of that by Argent himself. So
well, there we go. It's nice to know where a legendary term is invented.
Yep, as we have got our first lap times coming in. Matt setting a 26.0. That's obviously he's gone out the pits and come back in and then set another lap time. But it's Emprava with a 19.0. Boom! Can I change who I think is going to be on pole? 19.0. Where was he hiding that? That is a stonker of a banker lap from Emprava. Bang! There you go, boys. Top that. I think that's quicker than the Pro boys. Where is the Pro? Ruapuna Park. Oh, not quite. It's a 19.019. So
wow.
if he's got any more, if he wants to get any 18s, then please do so, Emprava. But what pace on that Audi? Bang! There you go, boys.
Do you want to give away what your pace is around here, Dad? What you're getting in practice? What you've achieved? I must admit, I haven't got there. I've got in the 19s. 19.3 is my best.
I've dipped in the 18s on low fuel on softs, but I've literally just dipped the toe in. That's all I've managed to do. So Emprava is literally knocking on the door of pro pace. Well, I say knocking on the door. He's actually smashed through that door like Kevin Magnussen did at the Haas office, and smashed his way through and said, "Here you go, boys. This is what you have to be." And Matt is 1.5 seconds off the pace already. So Emprava, after his race win at Long Beach, I think this is the momentum he needed.
Yeah, this could be opening the floodgates. Do you know what I mean? This could be his very own London buses, win after win after win. You know, there's been many drivers in motorsport history. Once they've got the monkey off their back, the first win. Look, they really are having trouble getting out of that pit cage. And once they've got the monkey off their back, have just gone on to, you know, got that confidence and gone on to greater things. So maybe that's the case for Emplava. Maybe he's, you know, the second half of the season, he could be giving Matt a real run to the title.
Definitely so. And right now, we're still waiting on Smokey and Dean to set a lap time. And my prediction of Smokey going on pole at this minute is looking a bit bleak at this stage.
Yeah, we're both way off it. Matt improves. He's in the 19s, 19.7. I thought Pro Pace was a bit quicker, to be honest. I'm not feeling quite so worried about tomorrow night now.
There is different weather for tomorrow, though.
There is different weather. It is forecast to be a little bit cooler tomorrow, a bit more overcast. So yeah, it could be a different ball game tomorrow.
So as the first round of qualifying is done for a minute, most of the guys will be back in the pits refueling and getting themselves ready to go out again. Emplava is your man on pole position, Matt on the front row of him. Bryn with a decent qualifying session in third place with Ukvar alongside him. Welshie in fifth, sixth is Smokey, seventh is DJ Phil, eighth is Stealth Sloth, ninth is Smithy, and bringing up the rear, which is a bit of a shock, is Dean Wasaki. Just not seem to be gelling here at Ruapuna Park after some decent rounds at Long Beach and a few other places as well, but it just doesn't seem to be gelling. I think the BMW might struggle a little here.
I'm sure you're hoping for that, but
definitely so.
Yeah, the BMW might be as well. It's a big, powerful car. It might not be suited. But then look where Bryn is. So you know, Bryn in the same car, teammates. He should be able to, you know, maybe Dean's just saving it for the you know, doing a bit of a Vettel and doing it on the last lap kind of thing.
Possibly so, but he's running out of time. Maybe he's on the hard tyre and trying to make him come good at the end. That is the question. But guys, get your votes in on who you think is going to take the first win of tonight here at Simplay Motorsport. We are coming to the busy end of the championship. Round 9, round 17 and 18 of Season 5's Simplay Motorsport GT3 Pro-Am Championship. Matt Ahimovic leads the way, but Emplava is trying to bring that gap down. Matt is now half a second off the pace, but it's going to be a good scrap between these two. It has been all season, and I think now Emplava has got that monkey off his back with that race win. He can finally take it to Matt and be like, look, I am going to take it to you, mate. This is what I've got. And his Latvian kind of laid back approach might help him out here, as Matt is stuck in traffic behind Smoky Devil.
Yes, he is, and he's got it down to half a second behind Emplava, so that's impressive. Some really competitive lap times there from Matt. And incidentally, Dan, do you want to know what the track record is here?
Oh, hit me.
A 1:15.8. That's not a million miles away from where we are now, is it? I mean, it's 4 seconds, admittedly, but not a million miles away. It was done by Scott Dixon in a Reynard 92D, which I don't know exactly what that car is, but being a Reynard, I would probably think it's some sort of single-seater. So, yeah, it's not a million miles away, is it?
Well, Scott Dixon himself is actually a Kiwi, isn't he? So,
he is,
Smoky Devil's disconnected. Yeah. Oh, no. If he has got time, he should be able to get back in. Obviously, we're running the championship here tonight, so if he's in within a minute and a half, he should be fine. Just means he'll be starting at the back of the pack. But not a good start for Smokey there.
Which side is pole down? Do we know?
I believe it is the racing line side. I believe.
The right-hand side, then, wouldn't it?
Yes, but they don't start. They don't start with a car length between each other. They stand on the front row, side by side, together. So
may not be such a disadvantage for Matt to be in second.
As Smokey does get back in, so he should be fine. So Matt might have the inside line for turn 1, but he needs to get a good start. And we know the Audi can have a decent start. The one car I would keep an eye on is this man himself on the second row with the BMW rear wheel traction.
Yeah,
we've noticed the BMWs do have a very good start, especially Dean and Bryn seem to get the best out of this car, especially at the start. So we'll keep an eye on Bryn, see how he gets on, but nonetheless, it's going to be an interesting race into turn 1. The weather looking like it's going to stay the same all the way through. 22 laps here at Ruapuna Park, and lap 6 will be the pit window.
Correct, yes it will. We're into the last dying moments. Dean's got himself up into 5th place now, and got himself just shy of the 120s. And Smokey's back in. Unfortunately, that resets his time, so he's not going to get out and get a lap time in, but he is in the session, so that is something. But he's going to end up 10th and last in this race. So it's Emplava's all done. Matt is, where is Matt at the moment? He's tail end of sector 2, coming up for Cook Ram corner. Oh, he's out there. That's going to mess him up for the next corner. That's not ideal at all. So he's coming towards now. He's been off that. Bryn has had enough, so has Ugbar. Dean's still out there trying to improve. He's coming into the last corner, just accelerating hard, see if he can improve on his 5th place. Needs to find out for 2nd before to get to Ugbar. Did he make it? We will find out in just a second. No, he didn't. So it's Emplava on pole with a 19.0. That is fast. Also very quick, Matt in the 19s on a 19.6. Bryn is on the 2nd row. Good place to start. Good qualifying for him in 3rd place. Ugbar in 4th. Dean, another good showing as well in 5th. Welshie there in 6th. DJ Phil, not too shabby at all in 7th place. Smithy's in 8th after a couple of trips here, there and everywhere. Stealth Sloth in 9th. And Smokey, because he disconnected, starts 10th. Predictions,
pole position is on the left-hand side, so Emplava will have the right for the inside of the corner, but he won't have he'll have the dirty side of the track, so that's the only issue. Matt's got the grippier side, but I don't know how...
yeah, it's not fair, is it?
I don't know how specific it is in Project Cars about clean and dirty line. I know Ayrton Senna a couple years ago, when he was racing at Japan, was always moaning that pole position was on the wrong side at Suzuka, and he had it changed.
Controversially, well, it was changed, and I think he had it changed back. It was controversial. Formula One was I was going to say make up your own rules, but it's been a bit like that just recently. Let's not get into that. But yes, I don't know if Project Cars, the dirty side and the clean side, makes much difference. I don't know if it's a thing, you know. So
the other question is, Kelly, are they running softs? Are they running hards? This is the question.
Yes.
But prediction, Kelly?
I think this floodgate's open. I think it's going to be Emplava. I think now he's had a win, he's going to like the taste of it.
I think for me on this one, I'm going to have to back Matt on this one. I've seen him test. I know he's put a lot of work into this. So as Smithy says, come on, Bryn, podium. He says, can Bryn get his first podium of the season? I believe this would be. So Bryn, pressure on his shoulders. Who's going to be the best of the rest? That is the question. Whoever's on the soft, are they changing tyres? Are they going to stick with the softs all the way through? Are people on the hards going to have the pressure? This is the questionable thing here at Ruapuna Park. But we're about to get underway here for the first race of the evening. The reds rise. The lights come on. And let's go here. And I think Matt has jumped the start.
Quick, yeah.
I think Matt might have jumped the start. Oh my God.
He might have done. That was a quick start. I couldn't give you a better camera view than that. That was the best one I had. But if Matt hasn't jumped the start, he is away like an absolute rocket. Emplava tucks in behind. They're all through turn 1, are they? Oh no,
just a couple of rubbing.
Bumping and shoving from Ugbar and Welshie.
I've got to say, Callie, look at Smokey. From last on the grid, he's up to 6th. He's dropped down to 7th, and I say that he's dropping back down the pack.
Yes, indeed. I think there's some Malagano. He's out of it. Who went round? I think that was Dean who went round. They're all clean through.
Question is Matt going to come into the pits? So this is the main question. Has he got a penalty? But more importantly, Bryn has had a great start and has managed to get away in 3rd place, with Welshie breathing down his neck. Ugbar in 5th. Smithy with a great start up into 6th. Stealth Loft moving up to 7th. 8th is Smokey. 9th is DJ Phil, and bringing up the rear is Dean. And Matt, this is interesting. Has he got a drive through? I think he has, because that start was ridiculous.
Lightning. Yeah, if he Smokey gets very close to the back of Stealth, has to pull out of it a little bit, and he's got work to do. is Matt going to come into the pits? We don't have this information if he's jump start. If he hasn't jump start, that was electric, absolutely electric, and giving him the jump. So
I know what will figure this out. I will find his Twitch as Bryn's dropped it.
Bryn's dropped it. That's given Welshie the place. Ugbar up as well. Smithy up. Smokey cutting through the pack now. The lead two are away, and Emplava's bringing back down the gap. And if Matt has got a drive through, then he's going to have a couple of laps to be able to serve it, isn't he? He can do it in 3 laps.
Or you can do it. Well, that's the F1 in Project Cars. You can wait until near enough the last lap to serve it. So I'm just going on to Matt's Twitch now to see if he does have a drive through. So give me a moment here. But so far, no, he hasn't. He hasn't. That was just a lightning start.
That was. I think there was an element of luck there, because he must have pulled it before he saw the green. He must have done.
That was a lightning start. So Emprava, with it all to do, has to hunt down that Acora down and pass it. And Smithy obviously up into 6th place. Mike supporting Smithy there in the chat, but Smithy with a decent start. Bryn dropping back a little bit, but Smokey is on his way up as well. So Ukbar up into 4th, Welshie in 3rd. So these two are battling it out for the final podium positions. And Smokey running wide, Bryn one's wide, Stealth as well. That corner is such a difficult corner, but they all managed to keep it on track. Phil bringing up the rear as well.
Yes, indeed. We're on board with Dean at the moment, and you can see all the way up through, look, all the way up to Smokey. And you're looking at that thinking, oh, they're not that far away. Surely I can catch them.
No, definitely so. But kind of that yo-yo effect, isn't it? But
yeah.
Dean right behind the back of the Lamborghini of Stealth Sloth. Will he look down the inside of turn 1? No, he thinks better of it and try and wait for a better opportunity. But Stealth Sloth's gone a little bit deep, and Dean gets right behind him but loses momentum. But the leaders are separated by 7/10. They're getting closer to one another.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on the times, and so we try not to miss any of the action, because Emplava is hunting Matt down. It's ebbing and flowing, Dan. He's getting closer, and then pulling away a bit. So it's as we see some tyres all over the shop.
Yep, these guys are battling it out for these final few positions. Stealth really wants to keep that BMW behind them, trying to score as many points as he can, while there's a few drivers missing. But Dean looks down the inside here at the carousel, but he can't get anything done there, and he has to stay behind a little bit longer. Matt has extended his gap to Emplava a little bit. I was going to say, as Emplava had a bit of a moment, he might well have done, because he just dropped back a second or so. Ugbar is now on the back of Welshie. He's close to him within a second. Bryn on a recovery after that spin in turn 1. He's catching down, hunting down Bryn's
Smithy.
Again.
And he's round again. Dean has to take avoiding action there, which drops him off the back of Stealth a little bit. So yeah, it's all happening here at Ruapuna.
After Bryn's brilliant qualifying, it's now dropped into the back of the grid. So it's such a shame for Bryn. He just needs to kind of test and figure out what he needs to adjust and change to the car. As Stealth Sloth goes onto the grass, can he get it back on? He does so, but there's a horrible bump there, and Dean goes. Dean gets it done though, but Stealth Sloth drops back to 8th place position.
Yes, indeed. And Ugbar chasing down Welshie. Welshie having a good run at the moment, in a solid 3rd place, although the leaders have dropped these guys by 5 seconds or more now.
The question is, what are people running? What are they able to go, and how much can they take the life out of their tyres? Ugbar looks like he's improving lap time lap by lap, so he'll want to try and get past Welshie as quickly as he possibly can. But like you said, Kelly, the top 2 gone.
Yeah, absolutely gone. 5 seconds plus. We're only on lap 4. Got 22 of these, so they're out in front. And there was complaints from some of the drivers that if you do go to softs, it's about now, lap 4, lap 5 is when they start to go off. As I said, for my tests, I've been quite lucky. The tyres.
It wasn't necessarily going off; they were just overheating. It was the temperature was the problem. They didn't lose wear. They didn't really drop off as such. It's just the performance just kind of the heat performance just suddenly peaks and then they just suddenly become very slippery as Emplava has brought that gap back down once again. So Matt and Emplava have just ebb and flow in between their lap times. One does one fast lap, the other one does a slow lap. So between the two of them, they're just scrapping it out for the top position.
Absolutely, and this is the other fight on track. As I say, Emplava still, as you can see on your screen, 8/10 behind. If he gets very close, then I'll swap over. But at the moment, Ugbar chasing down Welshie is the only other race on track at the moment. Ugbar went a bit deep into that corner. You kind of need to set up the first one for the second one, Dan, don't you?
Yeah, those two corners are very difficult to kind of get right. Jeff's corner is you want to take as much curb as you can to try and stay as far right as you possibly can to open up the left-hander. But either way, you're going to have to take as much grass and curb as you possibly can. 4/10 separating the top two. Emplava is getting closer and closer. But I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, he'll be sick and tired of looking at the back of that Acura.
I'm sick and tired of looking at it. And I don't have to follow it that closely.
I've never liked lawnmowers.
No, I've never been a big fan.
That's why I got a yard.
Yeah, that's why I got a gardener.
Is that Matt by any chance?
Yeah, I get him to bring his Acura around with a new splitter on the front, or cutting blade as we like to call it, and yeah, give the grass a trim. It looks like it could do with a trim round it. It's a hot climate as well, isn't it? It just dries the grass out. Horrible, isn't it? Can't get a nice shine on the lawn at all. It's just awful.
Definitely so. As you see here, Emplava actually losing a bit of time. Matt seems to be very strong in the middle sector, while Emplava seems to be stronger in the faster sector, Sector 3 and Sector 1. Ugbar's also got very close to Welshie.
Should we see if he drags him in along the straight? See if this Audi pulls along the straight and catches back up with Matt. Ugbar's just dropped back off the back of Welshie now. I don't know if he's had a little bit of a mistake, but
I think Ugbar's gone round. Ugbar's gone round, I think. Yeah, he's lost the position with Smokey.
Yeah.
But he does seem to call in a little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, it seems to be Sector 1 is where Emplava's probably stronger. Yeah, Matt just seems to have the legs through the more twisty a bit, which is kind of inherent of the Acura, really. It's a chassis car, so look, you can just see the cars on the other side of the track, just bizarre. It's just a field.
Estelle Sloth is into the pits, first man to pit, and he's pitted on lap 6, so he's getting his pit stop done and out the way, as I forgot to have my notebook ready.
Oh, amateur, it's me telling all the public out there that we have, pre-race meetings and chat about the commentary and all the rest of it, and you hadn't even opened your notepad. You hadn't even got your notepad.
I've got it, I just forgot to get it prepared, and it's now getting prepared. I am an amateur, I'm not as good as Matt.
Yeah. No, you don't have a Toy Story notebook like Matt does.
Right, he's gonna run out of space in that Toy Story Welsh book in a minute.
Yeah. But he still leads the race at the moment, and comfortably with a second over Emplava. They seem to be kind of status quo at the moment, just trading lap times. One's quicker in one sector, one's quicker in the other. That's what we got. Welshie, pressure off him a little bit after Ugbar had a bit of a spin. Ugbar comes into the pits and missed him. There we go. There's a little chicane in there, but it doesn't matter because that's on the pit limiter. Mind you, he made close work of that, did the Flying Dutchman. Had himself a couple of podiums last week at Long Beach. I'm sure he would like to have replicated that this week, but he's going to have to work hard to do that this week, as we see the mechanics standing around. Yeah, there we go. And he's away.
He's got it all to do, but Ugbar and Stelsov have pit in the pit window, which was lap 6, so all the guys can pit as DJ Phil comes back out on track. Back out in front of Ugbar, but no one's really closed up to anyone. It's still that fight between the top two, Emplava and Matt, still going at it, but Smokey's just slowly taking time out of Welshie here, bit by bit.
Yeah. What's Smokey doing? Last lap 22.3, and Welshie at 22.8, so half a second on the last lap he took out of him. If he can keep this consistency, then he will be catching up to him anytime soon. Remembering that Smokey started at the back of the grid, so He's making good progress. Emplava really close again. Where are they? Just through turn 1. So, yeah, I know Emplava having a look now as they come through Pothole.
He's trying to put Matt under a little bit of pressure here as they come up to the hairpin. Matt really has to make that Acura as wide as possible, but it really depends on what their strategy is. Is these guys changing tyres? Are they going hards all the way? This is the question. Matt just seems to be struggling with pace at this minute. Tells me that he's possibly on a soft, but I know he's been testing the hards, so I really don't know what these guys are planning, especially Emplava. He tends to test on his own, and it looks like right now Emplava has the better car.
Yes, he's certainly looking racy, but track position, we haven't seen too much like competitive overtaking, I'll call it. Do you know what I mean? We haven't actually seen anyone line anybody up for an overtake, so
it's a very difficult circuit to overtake on, though, isn't it?
I was going to say that. Yeah, where do you do it? When do you get it done? Into the last corner? Into turn 1?
Turn 1's your best bet, isn't it?
Tricky. Yeah, possibly. Into the hairpin, maybe, if you get a good run out of Pothole.
Yeah. It's really, I think turn 1, Pothole, and the final corner are probably your best bets, and it all depends if the person in front of you has had a good exit or not. As Emplava gets really close to the back of the Acura now of Matahimovic, who goes onto the curb. You do not want to stay on that curb for too long because the car will become unsettled, and these curbs are a little bit lethal. The problem is, though, Emplava behind the back of that Acura will be struggling to see his apex, his lines, his positioning, so that he can make a move, as DJ Phil and Bryn are relatively close to one another at this stage of the race. So it might be worth having a look at them in a minute.
I'm on it. Who were we talking about? Ugbar, Phil? No.
Ugbar on Phil.
Yeah. Ugbar on Philip. Yeah, there we go.
But this is helping Welshie and Smokey out right now. With Ugbar being stuck behind DJ Phil, he's unable to find a way through. So, Ugbar needs to clear DJ Phil as quickly as he possibly can. Bryn cross the line at 1 minute 30, 24, 23. Welshie and Smokey are in the 22. So, Ugbar really needs to clear this McLaren as quickly as he possibly can.
Oh, it gives DJ Phil a little tap there. There wasn't room for that. Ugbar backs off it. Lets Phil recover. Where is Phil gone? He's gone. Where's he gone?
He's gone off wide in the hairpin.
Yeah. I think Ugbar was trying to give him space there. There we go, look, Dan. These guys are close again.
Oh, Emplava down the inside.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to send it there. The gap kind of got smaller as he got there.
I'm not sure why Matt's giving him a flash of the lights. He has to get a bit more aggressive now. This is the problem with Emplava. I think he's just a little bit too nice. And at the minute, Matt can just barge and push his way through past Emplava, while Emplava isn't quite as aggressive. And I think he just needs to start being aggressive with Matt. If he wants to win this title, he can't just sit and watch him take race after race win. He needs to start putting Matt under pressure.
Absolutely right, Dad. He's going to have to get his elbows out a little bit, we think. And, you know, these guys... Sorry, go on.
I have to say as well, their pace has dropped suddenly. They were one minute ago they were in the 20s. Now they're into the 21s. They're nearly matching the same pace as Welshie and Smokey in a minute. So are these two too busy racing? They've got to be overheating them. As DJ Phil was into the pits.
Yes, indeed. Let's. It's who's on. Matt's going into pits. So Matt is in the pits for his mandatory pit stop. If you're new to this and you haven't been paying attention, you don't have to do anything to the car, and it's a lot quicker if you don't. But you do have to make a pit stop. So, is it going to be a quick one from Matt? It's not too bad at all, you know. That was quite a good pit stop. So that's going to give put Emplava under pressure.
Emplava with clear air now. He can go until the very last lap. He can go till lap 21. Matt is now stuck behind Welshie and Smokey. I don't know if Emplava has the stream on, so he'll be able to notice, if he has, that he will see that Matt has come behind two cars. 21 seconds that was roughly in the pits for Matt. So it's quite a quick pit stop if you get the glitch right. So
yes,
it's 20 to 25 seconds I reckon we're looking at. Matt is 20 seconds behind Emplava. Can Emplava use that clear air now to try and overcut Matt?
Yes, indeed. And of course, he needs to be careful if the tyres are going off, or overheating, should I say. He's going to have to be careful not to, you know, not to make a mistake now. What does he do? We will find out. Got 10 laps left, and he's going round for another lap, that's for sure. So is he going to play the long game on this one? He's got, what's he got? He got a back marker coming up soon. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that would be.
Possibly Stealth Sloth? Yes.
Yeah, Stealth. So he's coming up behind Stealth in a minute. As you can see, Emplava just in the background. There is Stealth Sloth. So is that going to make? Is that going to be his calculations?
To put it into perspective, Emplava straight away on his own, a 1 minute 20.1. He's straight onto the pace straight away.
Yeah. Smokey in the pits. I thought he was. Matt jumped up to third, and Smokey kind of disappeared. So it was obvious Smokey just pulled into the pit lane. So he's in. That's not one that Matt doesn't have to worry about now. He's got 4 seconds up to Welshie, who hasn't pitted yet. It'll be kind of open that Welshie pits anytime soon, I think.
He will be, but I really do think Emplava with the clear air now, he'll have to try and clear the 2 back markers that he's caught, which Stealth Sloth has caught pretty quickly. Is that Ukbar he's caught? Looks like he has. So Ukbar had a troublesome lap there, and Ukbar will be having the leader coming up right behind him in a minute, as Brim was also in the bits.
And again, if you don't follow normally, Emplava's going in. Probably a smart move, Dan, do you think?
I don't know. It depends really on the times. How quick is his pit stop? That's the thing. Where is Matt? That's the other thing.
It's I was going to say that with Stealth and Ugbar battling for their position, they don't have to get out of the way. That's the rules that we run. There's no blue flags here. So it's not as sharp as Matt's pit stop, is it? But it ain't too bad, actually. Where is Matt?
He's coming down the main straight. I think Emplava is going to lose out here. Welshie into the pits as well, but he's not too far away. He's within touching distance now, but the lap times that Emplava was doing was much quicker than Matt. So it was just a glitch. It was just a glitch. Emplava doesn't seem to get the good pit stops. Matt does.
He may need to do some work on the pit stop glitch and try and get it. But I mean, it works differently for different cars, doesn't it, Dan? You and me have both practiced it. I mean, you and Biggs had it absolutely dialed in the Porsche, and I had some beauties in the Porsche. It's not quite as easy in the McLaren. It does depend on the car a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely so. And I think it depends on how much damage you have on the car as well. So it's something that you have to learn with each car, and also it would help that if you're like myself and forget to change it to aero instead of mechanical, and then you drag the aero damage for a whole race, then that definitely doesn't help either.
No, schoolboy aero, Dan.
Yep, Stealth Sloth crossing line. He's currently in 8th place, trying to find a way past Ukbar, who we thought was going to go strong here, but he just seems to be struggling in this later stage. Maybe he's put the softs on and the tyres are starting to overheat a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. And, we'll certainly have a chat with the top 3, as we normally do, and find out what tyres they were running when we get to the end of this race. But yeah. Dean, is Dean still to pit?
Dean and Smithy are still yet to pit. The only two to not take their pit stops just yet, as Matt and Emplava
Smithy's in.
Yep, Smithy is in as Matt and Emplava get a little bit closer once again. That 2-second gap is coming down slowly, but
sure is.
Smithy going long here. Hopefully that can help him get a little further up, with the other guys making a little bit of mistakes and a little bit of errors. Hopefully Smithy can score some decent points and help Sweet and Sour Motorsport take their first Constructors title together. But they could do it here tonight, but likely chances are very slim.
Yeah, absolutely. They could do it tonight, but I think Smithy needs to be... Matt's doing all he can. I think Smithy needs to be a bit further up the grid to do it tonight, but still plenty of time. Still got lots of rounds yet, so they've got time to wrap this up. But yeah, Welshie going well.
He is going very well at this minute. He's looking good for a podium position. After a podium position at Orton Park, he's had some... He didn't quite like Long Beach, but nonetheless, he hopefully can have another strong round here. Looking, like I said, the Lamborghini goes strong here. And he also said to us he hated this track.
Yeah,
completely
he was moaning and dripping and whinging about it in practice. Yeah, maybe the tracks he doesn't like are good for him.
Luckily, he hasn't done a Welshie whiplash at this stage.
Welshie whiplash. Welshie whip. I like it. Oh, dear. Yeah, no, he hasn't done a Welshie whip yet. And again, the Pro-Ams have been very well behaved, Dan. Worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, that does make me scared. That makes me very scared. But Emprava, look at his pace. Only one in the 20s. He's bringing that gap down to Matt. I think at this stage, Emprava has got the fastest lap of this race. But guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the challenge. And hit that bell to be notified. We are live every Wednesday and Thursday night for the Pro and Pro-Ams as they hit the tracks for their GT3 Championship here on Season 5 at Simplay Motorsport. And make sure you tune in on Saturday, as Matt will be doing the reveal of the Season 6 calendar. Tune in for that and see what dramatic tracks will come our way. Also tune in on Sunday as F1s will return to Simplay Motorsport as they will head to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And I believe in a week after that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that one to you, Dan. The return of the Endurance.
Yep, World Endurance does return in 2 weeks' time. And Kelly, yourself, you're going to get yourself in an LMP2 as Bryn has dropped it in the background.
He has, yes. Not just any LMP2, Dan. I will be driving Laney's, Ben Parkey's LMP2.
I hope he's cleaned the seat.
So do I. I hope he's sanitised. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing worse, is there? You know?
Nothing worse than having COVID.
I've heard all those rumours about Ben Parkey and what he does in his seat. Do you know what I mean? I don't want all that. I might see if I can get a new seat for it. I'll get on eBay, see if I can get a seat for it.
But yeah, tune in 2 weeks' time as we head to Fuji for a night race. 6 hours of Fuji and the LMP2s. And the LMP2s and the GTs will be returning. Can I take a win while Ben Parkey is away, or will Xmar steal the race win as well? Also, tune in to see if GTEs and Ian Mazda will return back on track. Who's going to come on top of them? Also, will Civic return for a fight in his Corvette? That is the question. But nonetheless, we're focusing here on the Pro-Ams, and Matt seems to be quite comfortable keeping it to 7 or 8 tenths. But Ukbar putting pressure on Smithy. Smithy just hanging in for 6th place. He's having a decent run here. Dean still yet to pit.
I was going to say, Dean still hasn't taken his pit, but that's fine. He can take it any time between now and the end of the race. He can't do it on the last lap because that would throw him across the line in the pits, but he can do it anywhere up to lap 21. Ugbar chasing Smithy down for this, what are they, 6th place here at the moment. So Dean's still yet to pit. And Welsh is going to catch him, but he might end up in 4th, you know, after all that. Depending on how fast his pit stop is, really. He's got 21 seconds over Smokey, but it'd be touch and go, wouldn't it?
It definitely would be touch and go, but Dean is just having to just do consistent lap times and try and jump as many people as he possibly can. Currently, what do we think it was, Kelly? We said about 20 to 25 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 25 might not be enough for Dean to jump Smokey. He's got 21 in hand, give or take. Yeah, just about 21. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that pans out when.
Smithy has a wiggle, I think, there.
Yeah, sorry, they were getting close again. Let's have a look. Yes, you're right.
He has had a wiggle.
Did have a wiggle.
Ukbar on the outside as he goes to Pothole, when it looks like Ukbar does keep that position as Smithy just drops down to 7th place, but he can put pressure on Ukbar. Ukbar has got a mistake under him as Emprava 2 tenths separating him and Matt. Lap 19, Emprava is running out of time. He's being too safe again. He needs to start putting Matt under pressure. The championship is slipping out of his hands.
Yes, and he needs some more race wins. This man is so far up this championship, still on race win. Race win 1. He hasn't done anything more. Last race win come last week at Long Beach, and hasn't had one since. Or hasn't had one since. We only had this race since, but he's only had that one for the whole season, and having a great season. But as you say, maybe needs just to get his elbows out a bit more.
Possibly so, and I think he just needs to. He needs to just start trusting the Matt a little bit. Matt, obviously, quite an aggressive driver anyway. Emprava quite timid compared to him, I would say. Well, Matt being a massive fan of touring cars, that's his kind of style, is touring car kind of style driving.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, and Plava just needs to take it to him a little bit. But it's very easy to be hero to zero, Dan, or one stupid manoeuvre, and you can take both of you guys out. And that's none of us want to crash anybody else out. And I will apologise to Little Leech again for last week.
Same here.
But yeah, and yeah, we all apologise to Little Leech last week. Bless him. And yeah, you don't want to take another driver out from doing something that's a little bit over aggressive. But
I think I need to apologise to quite a few drivers this season, because some of my driving performances have been awful, especially Alton Park, and still apologising to Exmar for that. He's not let that one go.
No, bless him, Mark. If you're watching, let it go. Lovely to speak to you.
I think he has now.
Yeah, he's good as gold. He's good as gold, is Bart. Yes, I'm sure he's forgiven you by now. But yeah, I think I might be the same after my performance at Long Beach. If you didn't manage to see it last week, where I had a fantastic start, hero to zero, all in about 10 seconds. Fantastic start, up into third place, and missed my brake pedal for the clutch, and found that the clutch doesn't stop the car. But a Porsche GT3 does stop the car. It stopped it quite abruptly as I smashed into the side of Little Leech. All very pro-type driving from myself. If you want to watch it back, go back onto the Simplay channel, and just you can review any of the races. Plava went very deep there. You can look back on any of the races, and there's been some classics up and down the 5 seasons that we've now had at Simplay, and some classic moments, and some not so classic moments as well. They're all out there to see. If you get the time, go back and watch some of the classic races.
Well, at this stage, Dean needs to pit this lap. Sorry, he will have to pit next lap if he wants to, but he is on lap 20, and he finally comes into the pits. So he comes in. Where's this going to drop him? That is the question. He was lapping faster than Welshie towards the end, but I think he's going to drop in between Smokey and Welshie here. So looks like we might be speaking to Welshie.
Do you think he's going to get Smokey? I don't know if he is, Dan.
It depends how quick the pit stop is.
It's obviously raining.
The hand's gone up. Dean's on his way. Smokey's coming out the final corner. Smokey needs a good exit. It's tight. I think Smokey's just going to hang on. Yes, he will.
Let's go on board.
Smokey's gone. Smokey's longer. Matt and Plava. Plava takes the lead of the race.
Oh, how did that happen? When did White? Oh, Matt's coming back at him, and yeah, we don't know where that happened. We were too busy watching Dean, but they're side by side here. Someone's going to have to yield. Matt's going to have to yield there, and then
Plava gets the job done around the outside. Beautiful stuff from Plava. He's just got one lap to hang on now. Sorry.
I apologise. We didn't see that on stream. We were watching something else, but Plava just pulled one out of the hat.
Beautiful stuff there. Plava finally getting a move done on Matt, and he is on his way to hopefully seal his second win here at Simplay Motorsport. Matt is probably just going to have to concede here for second place, but what a fight these two have had this season, and it's carrying on all the way to the very end. Matt pushing as hard as he can now, but I think this race win is just slipping out of reach. He's going to send it into the hairpin, but he's not quite close enough. Plava has a wiggle.
Yes, he does. Intense stuff. Even Haley's getting vocal here in the background. And yeah, intense stuff indeed. Matt hasn't given this one up. He can afford to lose a couple of points here and there in this championship and still be in a good place.
Oh, he just hits the back of the Audi.
Yeah. Come on, Matt. Come on. Don't. It's that fine line, Dan, isn't it?
It is getting very close to the end. Matt just has to think of the title. He's got the points advantage. He'll only lose 5 points to Plava, possibly 6 if he has the fastest lap. But it looks like Plava's just got one corner to go, and he should take his second win of the championship. This is it. Can he get the exit that he needs? Matt right on the inside, but he can't do anything about it. Plava comes home to take a second win here at Simplay Motorsport. A brilliant race between him and Matt, and he has to come home for second place. Where is Welshie in the Lamborghini? Well behind.
Way back. Yeah, great race
seconds
great race between those two again. They certainly are the stars of Pro-Am, aren't they? And some London buses for Plava as he comes across the line and takes that win. Excuse me. Well, we're just waiting for Welshie. Dropped by some 30 plus seconds, Dan. It's quite a lot, isn't it?
It is quite a lot, considering both Matt and Emprava are in the Audi and the Acura, so those guys are definitely looking like they're going up to pro. But Welshie, nonetheless, he'll be really happy with a podium. He is carrying on his podium ways here at Simplay Motorsport. Brilliant start for Welshie, and we will speak to the Scotsman in the commentary box a little bit later on. Smoky Devil coming home for P4. Good points there for Smoky. Yep, another Scotsman crossing the line, as Matt says he's not joining. Okay. As Dean crosses the line to finish in 5th place. Good recovery from Dean there. And in 6th place is Ukbar. 7th place will be Smithy. Oh, Smithy just drops it.
Yeah, just trimming up that grass, just doing the edges before he finishes. Yeah, is he lost his way? No, there we go. He got it. Just having this extra loop.
Is he staying ahead of Bryn?
I think he is.
Where
I think
is
he did.
Bryn?
Bryn's way back.
Bryn was lapped.
Yeah. So there we are. There's the classification. Emplava with the win. Matahimovic in 2nd place. Welshie in a cracking 3rd on the podium. Smoky Devil 4th. Dean Musoki in 5th. Ugbar 6th. Smithy in 7th. Bryn 8th. Stealth Sloth 9th. And DJ Phil is your 10th runner.
And that is it for the Pro-Ams Race 1. Make sure you tune in a couple of minutes' time, as we will be back on track for the Race 2 here at Simplay Motorsport. So grab a coffee, grab something to eat. We'll be back momentarily.
I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, fly from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been counting down the days to get out. I've been looking for a way from this town. And you're too far away to help me now. So I'm counting down the days to get out. 'Cause I need to learn to forget everything that drags me down. I need to forget everything inside me now. Full speed ahead, far from the end. So I'm full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. Full speed ahead. I've been staring at the sun in my eyes. I've been keeping on the run every night. But you're too far away to see the signs. So I'm staring at the sun till I'm dry. 'Cause I need to learn to forget.
Welcome back to Simplay Motorsport. We are back on the way, ready for race 2, and the current tables look like this after race 1. Mata Himovic still leads the way with 51 points ahead of M. Plava. In third place is Ben Parkey, but Smoky Devil is hunting him down. Welshie in 5th place after a great first race there, and is now mathematically out of the championship. Laney also mathematically out of the championship in 6th place. Dean Wasocki still to take double points. 8th is Ukbar, still also to take double points. Smithy also now mathematically out of the championship. Stelstoff in 10th place and on double points, but sadly he's now out of the championship running, as is DJ Phil. Bryn still yet to do double points in 12th, and 13th is Nikki. 14th is Leon Fernie. Regarding the team's championship, Sweet and Sour Motorsport extend their championship lead by 1 point. It's 201 points separating them and Audi Sport. MC Motorsport getting further ahead from Not Just Fast, Just Furious in 4th place. 5th is Rainbow Prolap. 6th is Team Prolap. 7th is Smoky Racing. And in 8th and 9th place is Metal and Racing, Powerline Racing. Both are now mathematically out of the championship. And we have 2 of the top 3 in with us. And we have our 3rd place man, Welshie. And congratulations on the podium, buddy. I bet you wasn't expecting this on this circuit, as you seem to detest this track.
Yep, I can't stand this track, so I wasn't expecting that at all. So I say turn 1 there was a little bit of rubbing, but I managed to get up the inside and go for it. So yeah, it was an instant race, just making sure I didn't make any. Smokey was hunting me down quite quickly. Then I seen him going into the pit, so I knew what he was trying to do, so I just keep it calm, focused, and don't make that mistake and let him happen.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, go on, Kelly.
Yeah, Chris, the talking subject is going to be tyres. Was it hards or softs, and how did they perform?
Hards basically, quite tricky. You just got to try and just for me though, obviously Lamborghinis obviously need to have it filled right up, and as it goes down, it's hard enough obviously on the hard tyres when the fuel goes down even more. So it's just trying to keep it without making that mistake. The back does still feel a bit twitchy as we got closer and closer to the end, so that's always more cautious through the corners again. So just trying to take it easy.
Well,
Excellent.
there's a tight fight between yourself and your team and Dean and Bryn's team of Not Just Fast, Just Furious in the championship standings. Both of you guys are fighting in the team championships, and with your teammates, they'll still taking double points tonight. What guys can you guys keep extending your lead? And that midfield fight is really close as we come to the final stages of the championship.
Yeah, obviously we know Bryn and Dean can be quite quick. Obviously sometimes there is these errors, we see them on the actual races, but we know they're quick in practice and stuff like that, so we've just got to stay focused, be consistent is the main thing in my eyes. You know, doesn't always have to be the quickest race, consistent, and let's see if we can take up and keep in front of them.
Well, you will be starting in the mid-pack for race 2. What can you do?
Try and stay out of trouble in turn 1 again, like I say. Chaos, but I think it would turn out okay in turn 1, so just try and keep out of that trouble again. Kind of the same position I was going into race 1, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Turn 1's a big thing.
Well, congratulations on 3rd place, mate. We'll let you get back to your party.
Thank you very much,
and
gentlemen.
get ready for race 2. As Matt refusing to join us in the commentary box, so we move straight to our race winner, Emprava. That is race win number 2 here at Ruapuna Park, and you really had to fight for that one, didn't you?
Yeah, you know, all the time I was behind him, and it's a really hard track to overtake. So I just tried to get as close to him and force a mistake, and it happened, and I took advantage of it.
Absolutely, and I'll come with you with exactly the same question as I did with Welshie. What tyres were you on, and how did they perform for you?
I was on the hard tire, and it feels really good for me. Of course, the rear end is a little bit sleepy, but that's what keeps it exciting.
Absolutely.
You're bringing that championship fight too, Matt. Now you've got that first win under your belt. Do you feel like you've now got that momentum behind you? Can you now take this fight to Matt? The championship gap is still quite big, but there's still plenty of points to go. There's still plenty of rounds. Can you take this fight to him?
I believe so, but it will not happen without his help. I will need him to not get the best results sometimes, and as for me, I will have to do the best.
Well, you will be starting 8th place in the reverse grid. What can you do in race 2?
I can win, but and hopefully it happens, but you know, you never know. Turn 1, everything can happen, even if you're not directly involved in any incidents. Some spinning car can just hit you.
Well, best of luck in the second race, mate, and we will hope to speak to you in the podium after race 2. But for now, it's I believe Kelly, the gap between him and Matt right now is 51 points between them, and Emprava's got a lot of work to do to catch that all back up. But if Matt keeps making little mistakes here and there, Emprava can probably pounce on him, and now he's got that momentum behind him and 2 race wins under his belt. He could be looking strong towards the end of this season.
It's certainly hotting up, Dan, isn't it? It's going to be a cracking end to the Pro-Am season, that's for certain sure. Emprava seems to be coming alive now. He's got that first win under his belt and his second win this evening, obviously. So 2 wins to his name in as many races. He's got the bit between his teeth for certain sure. And as I said, I think we've got a bit of a showdown on our hands towards the end, Dan.
Yeah, definitely so. And Emprava really looking strong towards the tail end of this championship. But Matt does have that buffer. So
he does.
He does indeed. And
he won't go down without a fight. So yeah, it's going to be great.
I don't think neither of these two are going to go down without a fight. But it is Matt with the advantage so far. But Emprava just needs to keep putting pressure on him so that he can crack and gain an advantage. Ukbar is currently man on pole position, but Bryn in second.
Yeah, Dan, let's talk tyres, shall we? Both of them running on the hards. And
I'm pretty sure Matt was running hard as well.
yeah, pretty sure Matt was running hards as well. Interesting, isn't it? Certainly interesting with the strategy I'm going with tomorrow. We'll see how that pans out, won't we?
Well, to be fair, in the pros, the last time we ran here, it was Jamie Brazy who took the race win, but he did a tyre change in his race. He actually ran the softs. He was in the 19s consistently, but then his tyres started to drop off. He then came in, changed tyres, and then went faster again. Caught Gary towards the end and passed him. So it can be done. It can be done,
Yes.
the soft tyre, but you have to be quite clever. Look out for Welshie from 7th place, says Smithy. And I think just Dean, Emplava, Smokey and Matt, all these guys are going to come flying through the pack. Ugbar just needs to get away as quickly as he possibly can. But once again, Bryn showing he has the pace here.
Yeah, certainly. Definitely. Bryn with the pace around this track. Unfortunately, he couldn't translate it into anything good for the first race. But let's hope he can do it for the second race, because he's certainly quick enough around here.
Yeah, definitely so. As I said in the interviews to Welshie, Stealth Sloth was the man who was taking double points here this evening, and he's currently qualifying in 4th place position. Can he stay out of trouble? That is the question. He actually messaged me just before we went live. He said that he forgot that he couldn't take it at Nürburgring, so he opted for Nürburgring, but realised that Laguna will be the last chance to take double points. So I believe Ugbar, Bryn, Dean, who else? I believe that's the majority of the grid. Still, yeah, I think that's most of them still yet to use double points, and all 3 of them will be taking them at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, they have no choice at that point, that being the last opportunity, which is next week. That's their last opportunity to take the double points. So if you haven't taken them, you've got to. So yeah, they will. There's going to be a lot of drivers on double points in Pro-Am and Pro, Dan, towards the end of the season, which is really quite bizarre. We were talking about this off air earlier this evening, and quite an unusual way that people are using their double points this year.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely a weird way of taking their double points, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For myself this season, it hasn't worked at Bruno. So Ugbar goes quicker once again with a 20.2. So he's already in the pits. DJ Phil on his last lap, the last man out on track. Can he get higher than 5th place position? But guys, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Hit the bell to be notified. 51 points separates Emprava and Matahimovic as they go through round 9 here. 17 and 18 of Season 5's Pro-Am Championship. Can Matt hang on to his lead, or Emprava finally hunt him down towards the end? And make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Make sure you have a look at all the social media as well. And if you want to get involved for Season 6, then head over to the Discord and the Facebook page and get yourselves signed up for Season 6, as the tracks will be drawn this weekend. So tune in to see what tracks will be coming our way for Season 6. And Kelly, DJ Phil exits the final corner to complete qualifying. Who's your money on for the race win?
I think Ugbar's got a good chance of it if everybody else is tripping over themselves. So I'm gonna go with Ugbar as an outsider.
Ugbar takes another pole position for the Ginetta. Kelly sticking with Ugbar for race 1. I'm gonna have to say Matt on this one. I think that Emplava's in a tricky situation with quite a few cars in the way. And Matt might just linger back and try and get through the pack unscathed. So it's going to be tricky into turn 1. But Ugbar on pole with Bryn in 2nd. 3rd is Smithy. 4th is Stealth Sloth. 5th is DJ Phil. 6th is Dean Wasocki. 7th is Welshie. And in 8th place is Emprava. Bringing up the rear on row 5 is Smokey in 9th. And Matt will start in 10th place position. And that is your grid. Kelly, this is going to be interesting into turn 1, isn't it?
It certainly is. There could be some chaos in this one. We're here at Ruapuna Park at Christchurch, South Island of New Zealand. It's autumn time here in New Zealand, and the temperatures are borderline between hard and soft tyres. Incidentally, Dan, they had a massive earthquake here about 10 years ago in 2011 in Christchurch, a devastating big earthquake, and they had one just this evening at what time was it? About 6:30, which was a tiny one. They have earthquakes here all the time, and as I said, it was a tiny one, only 1 point something on the Richter scale just earlier tonight. But is the earth going to move now, Dan, as we go, we're syncing up?
Well, the earth will start shaking as the revs rise here at Ruapuna. And we're green here, and it looks like Smithy with a decent start, but it's the BMW with its rear-wheel traction pulls away, and will go into turn 1 in first place position. Matt with a decent start and is alongside Emprava, but it's Ukbar and Bryn fighting out for turn 1, and it's Ukbar who comes out on top and goes into turn 1. Most of them taking it relatively clean. Stealth Sluff goes wide, and also Matt is off track as well. He's flashing his lights, but I'm not sure why, as Emprava lifts. So maybe they've had a coming together. Dean goes around the outside of Emprava, and Dean goes round as well. So Emprava causing all sorts of troubles here on lap 1, and he's trying to stay out of it, and he lets Matt through.
Yeah, they must have had a coming together. He's let Matt through, and Dean is the main loser out of that one. Welshie didn't come off too bad, too well out of it either, but it's still Ugbar in first. Bryn had a cracking good start, as did Welshie, and Ugbar's car seemed to not pick up at first, but in the second phase was a lot better, and he's starting to get away a little bit, and so it's Matt and Emplava have got all the work to do, and Welshie for that matter, as we see Matt on the back of Smokey, lights on.
He is on the back of Smokey. That Mercedes is going to be difficult to overtake, and on a track like this where it's difficult to overtake anyway, Matt has got to be clever about this and take his time. Smithy right onto the back of Bryn as they exit the final corner, but I think Bryn with the BMW power should be able to hang on as Matt is all over the back of Smokey. But look at that Mercedes pull away.
Look at it pull away.
He's now looking at DJ Phil in turn 1, I think. Oh, as Bryn goes wide, that's going to allow Smithy up into second place position, and Smokey goes down the inside of DJ Phil. DJ Phil loses now to Matt as well. So DJ Phil losing places left, right and centre.
Yes, indeed. Smokey up to third. Where's Bryn? He's gone right back to 8th position now as he went wide. This is a gift for Smokey, for Smithy. If he could stay in that position with his teammate just behind him, that would be lovely points for the constructors. Emplava in the background now, got the job of getting past DJ Phil to get back on the back of Matt. Can't let him get away.
As Ukbar extends his gap, 3.2 seconds is the gap between him and Smithy. But Smithy trying to hold Smokey up as much as he possibly can. Matt is right on the back as Matt is weaving left, right and centre to try and find a way past that Mercedes. But he can't find a way through. Oh, Smithy and Smokey come together and Matt hits him as well. And Emplava comes through. Looks like he's past DJ Phil. No, DJ Phil holds on to his position. But Smithy and Smokey. Smithy coming back on track there. Just comes across Welshie, but Matt is now up into second place.
Yeah, it's all panned out quite nicely into lap 2. Matt is up to second place. We don't know if he's carrying damage now. That puts DJ Phil into third place, but he's got Emplava all over him like a cheap suit as they come down the main straight, and we'll see if Emplava can put one over on DJ Phil into turn 1. He's having a look to the left, pulling out to the right, going to try and late apex it. And DJ Phil got it covered off, although he goes a bit deep. DJ Phil's left the door open. That's going to be enough for Emplava. He's going to be through that one.
That's enough for Emplava to stick his nose up the inside, and through he goes. He goes a little bit wide there. He gets onto the grass. DJ Phil comes back on the inside and cuts his nose off as he goes into the hairpin. But looks like DJ Phil runs a little bit deep, but he gets it together.
Yeah, DJ Phil executing the duffing chop on that one. As in the background, we've got chaos going on in the background. What is happening? They've got Bryn is involved, and Welshie in there, and Stealth in there as well, I think. Oh, well, they're all over the shop there.
Yep, all those guys tripping over one another. It's BMWs versus Lamborghinis in the background. So they're all tripping over one another as Emplava still trying to find a way past DJ Phil as best he possibly can. Matt is loving this right now, probably hoping that DJ Phil can hold him up a little bit longer while Matt tries to hunt down Ukbar. But Ukbar pulling away from Matt at this stage, 4.1 seconds, and he's gone.
Yeah, is Matt running damage? Has he got some damage from that incident with Smokey? Is he going to be compromised? Emplava all over DJ Phil as well. DJ Phil can be as slippery can be when he's in front. He's knows how to defend as Emplava's sticking one up the inside. I think he's got the run on him this time. I think he's got the inside line down. I think he's going to get this one done.
Through he goes. Can DJ Phil get the undercut? No, he doesn't quite do it. So DJ Phil drops down a place, but he's having a good run here. DJ Phil just got to stay out of trouble. I'm just trying to go onto Matt's stream to see how much damage he actually has got. But nonetheless, Emplava's actually dropped it and DJ Phil's back through.
Oh yes, so he must have got out on that on pothole there and got all a little bit squirrely out there. And DJ Phil goes back through again. This is not helping Emplava. He needs to get onto the back of Matt if he's going to take the fat fight for this championship. But out in front still, Ugbar quite comfortably, 4.5 seconds out in front, running his own race. That's all he needs to do.
Well, I just had a look on Matt's stream. He has 9 aero damage on the front. So he will be
not too bad, really.
He will be suffering a little bit with that, but nothing too bad at this stage. Ooh,
so Smithy's got back up now to Emplava, and Smokey's right there as well, as they're got a bit of a truly trained behind DJ Phil. He's playing the Yano Truly game, and Smithy goes very deep into the corner, understeering all the way around there.
Here's the advantage of the Audi, and once again he is up the inside of DJ Phil. If he can hold it together, then he should be able to stay in front. As Mike says in the chat, Emplava had to do a lot to do past there, Phil, and still lost it out to him. Wow, as DJ Phil is really doing a good job here of defending between Emplava, but Emplava now back in front and should be able to pull away as Smithy goes a little bit wide.
Oh,
And
he's
dropped
going
it.
sideways.
He's gone sideways. Is he going to hit Matt? That's the question. Oh, he just manages to stay away.
Good lad.
I bet Matt had Smithy coming flying at him there, and
we saw what happened in practice. It could have been exactly the same, but he managed to stop it that time.
He did manage to stop it in time, and I bet Matt was absolutely just brown pants moment for him for sure.
Yeah, he was probably gripping the seat really hard, but not with his hands.
As Ugbar is actually now extending the gap, 21.0. Ugbar in a rhythm right now and looking good at this stage. Matt currently in second. Now Emplava has got some clear air. He's dropped DJ Phil relatively quickly. Can he catch the leaders now? That is the question. As Smokey now looking to try and make a move on DJ Phil for 5th and 4th place.
Yeah, Bryn, after Smithy's episode, cutting the grass, Bryn is now right up behind Smithy, and is he going to be able to catch him in the background? We've got Dean put some move over on Stealth. Stealth not having the best of race 2s on his double points this evening as well.
Oh, Stealth looking back down the inside. It's turn 1, but Dean just stays ahead as just up the road as well. Bryn and Smithy are relatively close. Bryn looking to try and make a move on Smithy as quickly as he possibly can. Smithy with a great start has just gone backwards here after his big moment through Pothole.
He stayed off that curb this time, didn't he?
He stayed away from it like the like it was coronavirus. He stayed away from it so much as Dean drops it and then hits Self-Sloth, I think. No, he doesn't. He just avoids him.
Yep, dropped it in there in the hairpin just on acceleration. And Smokey's got past DJ Phil. And Welsh is now the next one to come up behind Phil. Can Phil keep him at bay? So Matt, sorry, mate, go on.
I was just going to say, Phil doing a very good job here of just keeping it calm and cool and collected, and just taking his time. They're having to work around him, as Sutty in the comments saying "evening peeps" as Matt continues to lap consistently in the 21s, but Ugbar with a poor lap that last lap was in the 22s, so possibly losing tyre grip maybe. But Emplava once again in the 20s.
Yes, absolutely flying his Emplava. But yeah, Ugbar, a bit of a scruffy lap. Let's hope it's just the one, because I would like to see him, as I kind of tipped him for the win. I'd like to see him make that win. And it'd be nice to have a different winner. And God knows the season that he's had, he deserves a win, doesn't he, Dan?
Yeah, definitely. So can he outright win this race over Matt and Emprava. It's going to be a big mission nonetheless, but he is doing his very best. Possibly the only man I would think would be brave enough to go on the soft tyre, personally, I think Ugbar. So possibly he is running that tyre, as Welshie now on the back of DJ Phil. DJ Phil slowly being picked off by everybody.
Yeah, he is, bless him. He's doing a good job, as you say, defending, but they are managing to get past him, and Welshie's the next one having a go. Ugbar must have made a mistake, because Matt is... Oh, they both come into the pit. I wonder if they Ugbar had another scruffy lap, and they both come into the pits.
Yeah, Matt and Ugbar both into the pits. I guess Ugbar's dropped it somewhere and decided that he was coming in, and they have managed to get into the pit window. Matt with damage, so he will be repairing that aero damage. So he won't be as quick. Is Ugbar going to get before Matt? No, Matt jumps Ugbar. Just.
Very much just.
But they're going to exit with Dean and Bryn coming flying at them as they exit to the pits. Sorry, Stealth and Stealth looking down the inside of Ugbar, but he won't get the job done as Matt now is in the net lead, overtaking Ugbar. What can Emprava do with a bit of clear air now? As Sutty says, busy night shift, laughing emoji, as I believe he's at work right now.
Yep, absolutely. And hello to Sutty. Look forward to catching up with you tomorrow night, my teammate. And let's see what we can do around this track tomorrow night. Let's see if I can manage to get past turn 1 tomorrow night, and what Sooty can do.
Dean up the inside of Stealth Sloth into the hairpin, as all getting quite close to one another. I believe now it's Welshie has cleared DJ Phil, but DJ Phil is still on the back of him, so it's going to take him a while for him to get past Welshie there. But Smithy is then Matt's next car in front, so that should be relatively easy for Matt to clear. And then it's DJ Phil whenever he opts to pit. Ugbar just seems to be struggling a little bit with the rear tyres, I think. So Emprava once again back in the 20s. I don't know if he's got any damage to the front of his car, but nonetheless, Emprava with clear air is on a roll.
Yep, he's absolutely flying. And I mean, we see a bit of, we can see a bit of damage, but what we can see and what is actually damaged is two different things. Yeah, he's absolutely flying. If he has got damage, then it isn't hindering his progress, that's for sure. And Smokey in second at the moment, but still to pit. And DJ Phil just got in front of Welshie.
Welshie's dropped it.
Welshie has spin. He's there at Pothole again. He's off the track.
Let's go on board with Welshie a minute, 'cause I think it's going to get a little bit close in the hairpin as he gets behind Ugbar, and Ugbar just manages to stay ahead of Welshie. Dean now on the back of Welshie, so Welshie possibly overheated the tyres a little bit. Doesn't look like he's going to be on his way for a third place tonight. He's going to all to do right now.
Yes, indeed, you're quite right, Dan. He's got a mountain to climb now. Luckily, there's one in the background.
As Matt is now catching on to the back of Smithy, as DJ Phil is in third place as well.
Seems to have been plenty of drama in this second race, and we're only into lap 9, Dan.
Yeah, race 1 was a little bit cool, calm and collected, and now this is a little bit more hectic. Stealth Sloth just drops it on the background there, and he will drop behind Bryn, I think. No, Bryn still not close enough, but nonetheless, Matt is gone through. Welshie has let him. Welshie is in the pits, and Smithy has allowed his teammate through. Yep. So easy enough for Matt there to get past. But Matt 21-1, 21-3 from Emprava. So matching one another's race pace at the minute.
Yeah, quite right. Matching pace. Emprava with a slower lap. He was in the 20s. Hard to think that he could keep that pace all the way through. But he's certainly flying, going a bit longer than the other guys, trying to make a longer pit stop work. As Dean was getting close up behind Ugbar, and Matt close on DJ Phil now.
Yeah. So how
DJ
much?
Phil for position.
How much is this going to hurt Matt now? It hurted Emprava quite badly. Now he's on the back of DJ Phil. Will DJ Phil get out of the way, or will he opt to pit? This is the question. Or will he hold up Matt? He's in a good position, so he doesn't necessarily have to get out of the way. DJ Phil obviously trying to fight for position here. And he stays to the outside. Matt down the inside. And he looks like he's got the job done. Easily done there. So Matt clears DJ Phil, and DJ Phil comes into the pits.
So where are we after lap 10? It's Emplava who's winning this race, who's leading this race after lap 11, although he hasn't pitted yet. Smoky Devil in second place, but he also hasn't taken his mandatory pit stop yet. Matt is your first man who's taken his pit stop. He's in the net lead of this race with his teammate behind him, Smithy, who's yet to take his pit stop. So in the net second place at the moment is Ugbar. We'll see how that pans out when Emplava pits and where he ends up after his pit stop, but still in a good position as Smithy's still struggling with that Pothole Corner and puts Ugbar much closer to him. Ugbar, as I said, he's made his pit stop and is in 5th place, so he's in a good position for certainly a podium, if nothing else.
Yeah, definitely so. Ugbar looking good for a podium here as Matt is trying everything he possibly can to bring that gap down to Emplava, so when Emplava pits, Matt should have the race lead as Emplava is into the pits.
He does pit now. He said he got 16 seconds back to Matt and 20 back to Ugbar. I think Emplava's going to end up coming out behind Ugbar, you know.
It depends how quick his pit stop is and did he have any damage. He is into the pits and away he goes again. So where Matt's in the final corner and going down the main straight, and I think he should stay ahead of Smithy and Ugbar. Smithy into the pits though.
So where's Uggy? Is
Uggy.
Uggy.
Nowhere near Emplava. Emplava is long gone.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again I was completely wrong about him coming in behind Ugbar. So your top 3 now. Smokey hasn't pitted, so Smokey's not really in this
We've
in this
got a
podium
car
position.
around in the final corner. I think that's probably Bryn, who's around in the final corner, and that's going to cause a couple of cars to get close to him. DJ Phil, Welshie, and Dean all relatively close there to go through turn 1 as Welshie looks like he's trying to get close to DJ Phil as they go through turn 1. Bryn just ahead of these guys, and DJ Phil goes right round the outside of Bryn in turn 1. Great stuff from him as well. Smithy's dropped it and dropped to the back of the pack. He'll be annoyed about that one.
Yes, indeed. Look at these this lot here. Every battle on the track seems to have DJ Phil in it one way or another.
Yeah, and DJ Phil doing a good job of defending. He's not doing anything crazy at this stage, and that's allowing these guys to go wheel to wheel with him. But DJ Phil keeping it cool and calm, and they're all having to go around him. So Bryn, Welshie, Dean, and Smithy all still yet to get past him. Smokey still yet to pit. Also, Bryn and Stealth Sloth all still yet to take their mandatory pit stop. Stealth Sloth ahead of these guys and could do with these guys tripping over one another so he can extend his gap.
On board with Welshie, looks down one side, looks down the other. Optimistic through there, Chris.
There was a little bit.
Out of it.
You had to back out of Jeff's corner.
Jeff's corner. We love Jeff.
We love Jeff. You prefer the second corner after. As
I do.
There's a car.
I do.
There's a car off at the turn 1. I'm not sure who that is. That's possibly Ugbar, I think. That was off. But nonetheless, Welshie has a great run on the back at DJ Phil. Slipstream working, and it was Ugbar. But
sorry, my bad.
DJ Dean there, and then Welshie. We go back on board. Welshie, he's cleared DJ Phil
he's done it.
well early there.
Yeah.
As Bryn has pitted.
So Bryn came out of the way. Welshie got past as well. I pressed the wrong button. It's happening a lot these days. You know, clutch, brake, left button, right button. Do you know what I mean? They're all the kind of same. You know, to be fair, it's a lot of buttons.
It is a lot of buttons as DJ Phil just locks up as he goes into the hairpin. Welshie, not the best run through there. Smokey now into the pits as well. So hopefully Smokey has done enough to at least catch Ugbar. But where is Ugbar on track? Also, who else is in the pits? Bryn's just coming out, but it is Smokey in the pits. Where is Ugbar? Ugbar's in the final corner. And I think it's going to be close. I think Ugbar might have just done it. He should have the momentum.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Let's. Yeah, he's got a job done.
Ugbar up into third place. He now just needs to hang on to that position. The only man still yet to take his pit stop is Stealth Sloth, who's currently in 5th place position. Yep,
Dean Wasoki's still. I mean, you know, everyone is. DJ Phil has had a race with everybody tonight, and for position as well. And it's Dean who's calling all over the back of him now. As they come down the main straight, and is Dean have the momentum to get this done into turn 1? Not this time round by looks of it.
No, definitely not, as DJ Phil just does enough to stay in front of Dean. Dean possibly getting frustrated with that McLaren now. He saw Welshie get past, and now he has to try and find a way past as Dean gets as close as he possibly can to a DJ Phil. But DJ Phil doing everything right so far. The chassis of the McLaren helping him out in the fast corners as he just gets a little bit of wheel spin on the curb there.
Funny old car, the McLaren, isn't it?
Yeah, I still haven't got my head around it, to be honest.
No, I definitely haven't. It is a funny old car.
I want my Porsche back.
I want my Porsche back.
Actually, I'm not going to say
I'll
what
have
else
my
I
Renault
want.
back at this time. You know what I mean?
But nonetheless, the McLaren of DJ Phil is holding off the BMW of Dean Wasaki, and can he hang in there for a couple more laps? But it's a big ask here for DJ Phil, but it's Ruapuna Park, so they're gonna have to struggle to find a way through.
Yeah, that McLaren's looking very understeery. He's turning into the corner, and the front wheels are just pushing on. It reminds me of a Golf GTI I used to have that used to do that terribly. And that McLaren's not looking the best on performance, on handling this evening, but DJ Phil trying to get the best out of it, as looks like Dean's got the job done.
No, he hasn't. He's gone wide.
We're going to Wasaki windmill. He went wide into turn one. Back end stepped out. That was the end of that. So DJ Phil lives for another day.
He does live for another day. Dean just missing his braking by a mile there, and that has allowed DJ Phil to hang on to that 6th place position. The Stealth Sloth is into the pits, and I think he's got quite a hefty damage as he's in there for a while. So sadly, Stealth Sloth's good starts that race has dropped him back of the pack as Dean's dropped it again.
Could be struggling with his tyres now, Dan. Could have overheated those tyres.
Yeah, he'll want to get them cooled down as best he possibly can, as Smokey is also caught Ugbar. As what's going on in the hairpin, Kelly?
What is going on in the hairpin, Dan?
Smokey's ahead of Ugbar, and Ugbar's got rear wing damage.
Dropped it. Big accident by the looks of it, and Bryn's in there as well, Dan. Looks like there was some trouble with everybody. Bryn's just sat there at the moment.
Bryn is just sat there. I'm not sure why. He's currently out of the way though, but he's rolling.
He's moving now. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. I don't know what happened there with those guys. Ugbar, as we said, in the pits. This puts Welshie up into 4th, Dan.
Yeah,
he's having a cracking day.
Smokey in 3rd place position as well, as Jamie Brady says Dean's gone to the beach. He did for a moment.
Beach. Let's grab a wave. Sorry.
Smokey
I don't
now,
know how far we are from the beach here. I think it's a bit inland. I'm not sure actually.
I don't know if Smokey's got a little bit of damage to the front of his car. Looks like it's had a graze or two, but I don't know what has caused that. But nonetheless,
looked like he was struggling there into that corner. You know, how far's Welshie behind? Quite a way, isn't he? With only 6 laps left to go, Welshie's got to make up a lot of ground if Smokey is struggling. But yeah, it does look a little bit twisted, that Merc, doesn't it? It's not the ugliest car when it's smashed up. That's really got to go to the Porsche, because the Porsche looks horrendous when it's smashed up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a little bit, but Smokey with a crooked front end, as we probably explained. But Ugbar now exiting the pits, and that's how bad the pit stop's been. He is now a lap down on Smokey, and he's dropped to 9th place position. That's helped Stealth Sloth, Dean, Smithy, DJ Phil, and Welshie. DJ Phil having a solid race too here in that 5th place position, but Matt still leads this race at this minute. Emplave in 2nd, and so far,
he's
Kelly,
hunted him down, but not fast enough.
No, not fast enough. We're on lap 17. 2.2, so the gap is slowly coming down, but is it coming down fast enough? That is the question, as Bryn's into the pits again. Yeah,
probably damage from that incident, whatever happened with Ugbar. He had to do another lap round, couldn't get back to the pits straight away, so back into the pits. And who haven't we seen a lot of this evening? Who haven't we seen much of? I think we've covered most people tonight, haven't we?
Yeah.
How's Smithy getting on?
He's managed to negotiate Pothole Corner, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
Are you going to hit any more Porsches tomorrow night, Dan? No. If I can help it.
I'm trying not to.
If I can help it, no.
I don't want to apologise to Little Leach again. I did enough of that last week.
Well, well, let's just see what happens. I would rather rather not have a Porsche come up my inside and take me out in turn 1. That would be nice. But hey, we all make mistakes, and me and Little Leech have discussed our little instances together, and we're happy as rain again. So yeah.
Dan, Emplava's taken a second out of Matt.
Yeah, Matt seems to be struggling, but Emplava with a 20.2. He is flying at the minute and is bringing that gap down to Matt again. Matt is going to be under some pressure once again towards the end of this race, and Emplava up on his time.
It's game on, isn't it? Again. Do you know what I mean? As we go to the closing stages, 4 laps to go. If Emplava keeps bringing this gap down the way he's doing, then Matt's going to have a headache again in the last couple of laps.
Well, once again, these two 30 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. So Matt can allow Emplava to gain a couple of points on him, as Emplava does a 20.1. He's flying. Another fastest lap to his name. So Emplava here looking strong, and can he catch Matt? The other fights going on really not close enough at the minute. It's mainly the top 2 here, but as I see 2 cars quite close to one another, I think it might be a lapped car.
Yeah, I think you could be right, Dan. I don't think there's anybody who's close on track. This is the closest battle as Matt misses the apex of the understeers right past the apex of the hairpin. Emplava didn't do a lot better, to be fair, as he came in there. But Emplava definitely bringing this gap down. And is Matt struggling on these tyres now? Is the aero damage that he sustained with Smokey really beginning to hurt him? You see the back end loose. It's understeer, it's oversteer from that Acura.
I think he did repair the damage. I'll just have another quick look, but I'm pretty sure with that long pit stop, Matt tends to have pretty quick pit stops. So I think he probably did repair the car, and yeah, he has. He's got a bit of engine wear, but nothing too bad.
Right.
But nonetheless, I think he's just struggling with grip at this stage. Also, Jamie says in the comments, and Kelly, are you going to be on your roof at turn 1 again? That is the question. If we're in Australia / New Zealand, surely he's going to be on his wheels.
I'll do my best for you, Jamie. I'll do my very best to entertain you.
As Emplava does another 20.1. Matt now responds with a 20.5. But is it too little too late? Emplava right onto the back of him now. 4 tenths separating these two, as Dean's caught Smithy once again in the times. So can Dean get past Smithy? But Emplava breathing down Matt's neck.
Absolutely, certainly in the last couple of laps, in the last 2 or 3 laps, brought the gap right down. But catching is one thing, passing is another, Dan.
Especially here at Ruapuna Park, it's really difficult to find a way past, and Emplava has done it once. Can he do it again? That is the question.
Yes, indeed. I'm reluctant to move off this battle now, Dan. I don't want to miss.
Oh, Ugbar's gone wide in the background.
Yeah, Ugbar in the background. He's having an absolutely terrible second race here after starting on the pole. I don't want to come off this battle. I don't want to miss out on like we did last race. And
well, currently, luckily for you, Kelly, there is no fights going on. We will stick to this as Emplava is trying everything he can. He needs to win races now. He needs to start taking points away from Matt. He's done it once. Can he do it again? Matt doing everything he can to make that Acura as wide as possible. Mike Matthews in the comments saying beat Emplava is getting bored, keep getting stuck behind Matt. And Jamie says it's a classic, as Emplava runs a little bit wide there and Matt just extends his gap a little bit.
Yeah, Emplava was all over the brakes. Oof, that just makes my heart skip a beat when he was that far out on that curve, Dan.
He seems to have his suspension hooked up there, though. It doesn't seem unsettled.
Dean doing another windmill, another Wasaki windmill on the infield there as we come through.
Matt,
it's a horrible set of corners just there, isn't it?
I think Matt is just struggling with understeer.
He is, I think. Yeah. You see the car understeer, oversteer through all the corners.
Oh,
you see him adjusting
it. A little rub there. A little rub from Emplava. I think it's, and another thing I've just noticed, Emplava is still running 19 litres. He's carrying a lot of fuel on board.
Maybe
he's gone wide
with fuel.
He went a little bit wide there, but Matt is still hanging in there. He's got one more lap to hang on. Emplava needs to find a way through. He's running out of time.
Yeah, he certainly is, and maybe Emplava likes a bit of fuel in there to give the car a bit of stability. It does help some cars to others. This is Emplava's last lap, so it's his last chance. Here he goes, he's in the slip. Is he going to send it into turn one? Is he going to do the famous sooty send it? No, he's not. He's doesn't want to risk taking Matt out. Seems to be a very fair driver, and as you say, Dan, earlier in the evening, he may need to be just a little bit more aggressive if he wants to convert some of these race results. Make some more wins. So, but he's certainly fair.
He is definitely fair, and at this rate, Matt looks like he's going to hang on for this race win. We're coming to the tricky section where overtaking is really not possible. Everyone else is kind of leveled out, so it's just between these two. Emplava, I think, has run out of juice here, and it looks like, as Jamie says, the Audi works well on heavy fuel, he says, so that's why he's running so much fuel.
Yeah.
Matt also running quite a lot of fuel as well, but it looks like Matt has done enough here to hang on.
Well, not just yet, Dan. Don't count your chickens and all that. It can all go wrong, all in the last corner for people. But I think you might be right. I think Emplava's opportunities have gone. But fair play to him to have caught back up to be so close. Certainly had the pace this evening as Emplava.
Yes, he definitely had, and he was a little bit surprised as well. But it is going to be Matimovic who comes home and takes the win here at Ruapuna Park Race 2 here. Emplava will come home in second, and Matt extends his championship lead as they go to Laguna Seca. In third place will be Smoky Devil. A good solid podium for him, and he's just a few seconds off the leaders, 38 seconds to be exact. And he's actually under pressure from Welshie here. Welshie's caught him up. Oh no, sorry, that's
stealth. It's stealth. Well, she has caught up a lot of time, to be fair. He was some 15 seconds behind Smokey, so Welshie has caught a lot, to be fair, but not enough, unfortunately, to make the difference. He's still some 9 seconds or so. He's caught back 6, which is impressive, but not enough. So Smokey's going to be another Scotsman on the podium. Another podium, Dan, which doesn't have an Englishman on it.
Yeah, definitely so, as Smokey crosses the line for third place. Welshie will come home for fourth as Ugbar and Stolstoff crosses the line in 8th and 9th place, as we are just waiting on DJ Phil. What a drive from DJ Phil. Get your votes in for driver of the day tonight, and Kelly, I'll come to you first. Driver of the day?
Welshie. Easy
Welshie.
one. Yeah, solid race, good podium, good solid 4th place. Considering how much he whinged and bitched and moaned about the track, he's made the best of it. So for me, Welshie for driver of the day.
Yeah, I might have to agree with you on that one, Kelly, as well. Welshie for driver of the day. Emplava will come home and take the fastest lap as well. I will get Matt and Smokey in if Matt actually wants to talk this time, but nonetheless, it is Matt who takes the race win. I'm just trying to get the drivers in now, as Kelly will run through the order.
Absolutely. So it's Matt who takes the win, first place, and in second, Emplava with a good recovery drive. Smoky Devil, best of the rest, in third. Welshie, my driver of the day for sure, in 4th place. DJ Phil with another solid run and an honourable mention for driver of the day to do that. Smithy in 6th place, Dean and in 7th, Stealth Sloth on his double points in 8th place. Ugbar starting from pole, another disappointing round, unfortunately, for him in 9th, and Bryn bringing up the rear in 10th position.
I just want to also say an honourable mention to DJ Phil in that second race. He did a fantastic job in defending, and very good job. Even Smithy in the comments saying, giving him a little bit of appraisal there as well. So we'll quickly do the championship standings, as Matt still leads the way, and he extends his championship gap to 55 points to Emplava as they go to Laguna Seca. Ben Parkey still mathematically in it, but obviously with him not turning up, he will be out of this championship. Smoky Devil currently in 4th place, getting closer to Ben Parkey, but he is now out of the championship fight. So is Welshie in 5th, Dean in 6th, still yet to take double points. 7th is Lane. Dean has taken, so he is also out of the championship. Laney out of the championship. Ugbar still to take double points. He'll have to take him at Laguna. Smithy in 9th. 10th, Stealth Sloth taking his double points tonight as well. DJ Phil in 11th. 12th is Bryn to take his double points. 13th is Nicky. 14th is Leon Fernie. And your team championship looks like this. Sweet and Sour Motorsport lead the way with 560 points, 215 ahead of Audi Sport. They could wrap the title up at Laguna Seca. Third place is MC Motorsport, but still a close fight between them and not Fast, Just Furious. Both boys have still got a good chance of catching them up for third place position. Rainbow Prolapse in 5th. 6th is Team Prolapse. Smoky Racing in 7th. 8th is Metal and Racing. And 9th is Powerline Racing. Rainbow Prolapse, Team Prolapse, Smoky Racing, Metal and Racing, and Proline Racing are all out of the team championship hunt. And we've got the top 3 in with us. And first things first, we'll start off with Smoky. And a lot better for you in race 2 there, mate. And a third place podium. No, you can't ask more for that, can you?
Aye, that was a good bit of racing tonight. Aye, first race, I mucked up my pit stop and hit the ball. That's how I ended up that far behind. So I knew it was good for maybe third place in the first race. So second race, that's what my target was, you know, as long as I could get on the podium.
How was the Merc tonight round this track? Were you on the hard tyres tonight? And if so,
no, I was on the soft.
You're on the softs, because the Merc's a bit of a tricky one on hards, isn't it? So I understand.
Oh, I don't like it on hards. Softs are a lot better.
So how did the softs perform for you?
They were actually not too bad. They were not too bad. The front right, that hit up quite a bit, but once you done a pit stop, you get another 4 or 5 laps out it, and then it hit up again. It was just a matter of managing it for there.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to go for a similar kind of strategy tomorrow night and run the softs and see if I can make them last. So fair play to you, and
what I
good
found
result.
with softs was after about 4 or 5 laps, that was them. They started to overeat. But if you manage to manage your lap times, you manage to last the race, you know.
Ideal. Good result tonight.
Smokey,
it was good, aye.
You're in that close fight between Welshie, Dean, and Ukbar as well to get into the promotion spot and end up in the pro. You head to Laguna. How are you feeling about that? And what are your chances of finishing in the top 3 and being promoted to pro?
That's the target. That's what I'm aiming for. Hopefully to try and get promotion into pro. Laguna Seca next week. I quite like the track, so just wait to see what happens. Hopefully I can get on the podium. The more podiums the better. That's what it is. That's the only thing that's going to get out promotion, I think.
Well, nonetheless, mate, you've had a solid round here, and we'll see you at Laguna Seca.
Nice one, cheers.
We move on to the second place man, M Prava, a first and a second tonight. Didn't quite have the legs on Matt this time, just ran out of laps, and walking away with a win and a second. Can't ask more for that, really, can you?
No, you know, it's still a good result. Like you said, I just ran out of laps, but at the same time I dug too big of a hole at the beginning for myself, and I had loads of contact. From there on I was just trying to catch everyone up, and it worked out.
So Ed, tell me what happened in turn 1.
First of all, one of the Lamborghinis spun, and I tried to avoid him, but I clipped his back, and then I maybe turned onto Matt, so he spun around, and I didn't want to risk any penalty, so I just let him by and tried to catch him again.
Well, good solid race for you tonight.
Yeah.
Matt takes an advantage over into Laguna Seca. He's 55 points ahead, and with the tracks running out, we head to circuits that are more well known. How do you think you can get on at Laguna, Nürburgring, and Spa? 55 points is the gap. You really got to hope Matt has a bad round somewhere.
Yeah, you know, it's not going to be possible without luck on my side and bad luck on his. But I'm feeling really confident about the last 2 rounds. I like the European tracks, but the Laguna Seca, you know, I think it will be a hard one for me. But now I will have a 1 week of school break, so that's a lot of time for testing.
Also, just one other question I want to ask you. At this point now, Matt and yourself are both pretty much secure for the promotion spot. Just a quick idea of how you feel about possibly going up into the Pro next season, and has the Pro-Am given you enough preparation for that?
I don't know, it's the idea of going to Pro and racing the best ones here. It's really awesome, but I don't know. Of course, I have gained a lot of experience racing Matt, Ben, and Lenny here, but I hope it will be enough to race cleanly in the Pro class if I get there. And yeah, I will just maybe not fight for the wins there, but decent results like podiums and top fives.
I think you'll do fine. I think
Yeah.
you'll do fine in the Pro.
Nonetheless, mate, you've had a great round here at Ruapuna Park, and we look forward to seeing you in a week's time at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, me too.
Well done.
And we now move on to our race winner, Matt. As a bit of a struggle tonight, wasn't quite going your way, but nonetheless, you finished the night with a win, and you do extend your championship lead over Emplava. So, not the worst that could have happened tonight.
Yeah, he pulls 4 points back on me, I think, after tonight. I think the 4 points he pulls back are race one, fastest laps and pole position. He pulls back on me. Yeah, a bit of a struggle out there. Car felt fine, car felt great, had the pace. Yeah, just not didn't execute it as well as I'd have hoped.
What were your tyres like, especially towards the end of race 2, Matt? We were on board with Emplava, and you seemed to be understeer, oversteer, adjusting the car through the corners.
Yeah, just the car towards the end of both races, and it's not been like this all week. It's been fine all week, and then tonight, both races, race 1 and race 2, the minute I got to the last 3 or 4 laps, the car just felt like it was understeering, oversteering, everything you didn't want it to do. It just didn't. The tyres were fine, wear very minimal, temperatures all a-okay, pressures absolutely spot on, but just I don't know. And it was it was the same in both races. The last 3 or 4 laps just both the same, and yeah, strange one. Whether that's because I started pushing a bit harder because I'm Emplava, I could see him catching him in the mirror or what. But I don't know. So just something strange. Like I say, not done that in testing all week, and then it's a bit annoying to get that on the actual night.
Certainly looked like a handful towards the end, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we're coming towards the tail end of the championship. Looks like you and Smithy might have the team's championship in the belt sooner or later, whether it be Laguna or Nürburgring. Nonetheless, the team is pretty much secured for the win here. But nonetheless, Emplava is coming for you. But you go to Laguna. Do you think you've just got enough on him to stay in the lead of this championship?
Laguna, as you know, is a bit more of a level playing field sort of track, so every car seems to have an advantage there, not just one car is better there. Ends quick in the straights. He's been quick down the start straight tonight. He was quick down the main straights last week. Good long start straight at Laguna, so he can be quick there, but the rest of the track, is he going to be as quick round there? Who knows? I like the track. I feel confident for the track, but it's just about preparation, and we'll see what happens next week.
You pretty much are getting close to the title. It's just within reach. Not long now. Hopefully, you can just hang on for a couple more races.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because this season's been exactly the same as tonight's gone. It's been me and Emplava, with either Ben or Laney chucked in there as well. And every week, me and Emplava were within a second of each other by the end of the line, unless we've had mistakes. It's been like this all season. I hope the fans have enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, because I'm thoroughly enjoying this battle with Emplava. It's what a battle we're having this season. And he couldn't ask for more, could he? Like the London Busters, 1 brings 2, and in his case, for his first or second race wins, it literally does. But I've got a championship that I'm fighting for. I've done the maths. I know what points I've got to look at and what I've got to achieve in the next 3 weeks. Constructors pretty much wrapped up. So I'm kind of not really focusing on that. That looks inevitable. Without trying to sound too cocky, that looks like it's going to happen. It's just a question of when, which kind of gives me that opportunity to focus more on the drivers. But I've done the maths. I know where I need to finish, and compared to Emplava, I know what I need to do. The pressure's kind of off me in a way, because he's got to now execute his plan every week.
Well, congratulations on the race win and
Cheers, boys.
extending the gap as well. But that is it here at Simplay Motorsport. We did a vote for driver of the day. I believe we all came to an agreement, and it was Welshie who took driver of the day. And Kelly, final thoughts of Ruapuna Park?
Yeah, I mean, again, a cracking battle between Matt and Emplava, week in, week out. That's what we want to see, and they, you know, in close company. And it's game on to the end of the season. Matt's done his calculations. He knows where he's going. Emplava's got to pick up his game and take it to him. So all to play for as we move to Laguna. Looking forward to tomorrow night. Pros are on track. We had another week this week where the top three, not an Englishman in sight. I'm hoping for two Cornishmen on the podium at some point tomorrow night. Oh, how unachievable that is. It would be nice. Let's see what the pros can do. The Pro-Ams have been good. You know what that usually means.
Pro's going to be an absolute nightmare.
You said it now, haven't you?
All I'm going to say is the Smithy Bryn incident in the practice session. That's probably what's going to happen in the pros race tomorrow. But nonetheless, stay tuned tomorrow night as Matt and Jamie will be bringing you the live show. I believe it is Jamie. So make sure you tune in to see the pros on track. Can we keep it clean around Ruapuna Park better than we did at Long Beach? Make sure you tune in on Sunday night as well, as we all have the F1s back on track as we head to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Also, make sure you tune in next in 2 weeks' time as the World Endurance Championship will return at Fuji for a night's race. But from myself and all the Pro-Am boys, it's good night.
Good night.